120 words per minute speed dictation. Okay, once again start. The high-speed north-south transport corridor that has been under consideration of successive governments in Kerala during the last 2 decades has today become a major controversy in Kerala. Express highway, high-speed rail corridor, suburban train and elevated highway have all been discussed at different levels and reports prepared. Finally, the choice has been made for a semi-high-speed greenfield north-south arterial railway styled as Silver Line to be implemented by a joint venture between Indian Railways and Kerala Rail Development Corporation Limited. After receiving the in-principle approval of the railways, steps have been initiated to study the social and environmental impact in detail. At this juncture, both the BJP and Congress, who in their 2014 Parliament election manifesto promised a network of high-speed trains in India, have come out in opposition to the project. They have taken to uprooting the markets for alignment demarcation at the ground level in protest. A session of scholars in the state have also joined the critics. A common question that the latter raise is how the Silver Line, with its huge investment burden, becomes a priority for the state government. There is clearly a lack of appreciation of the effort being made to overcome the infrastructure deficit in the state and transform it from the present low productivity regime to a knowledge and skill intensive technology economy. Kerala is celebrated for its successful redistributive strategy and for superior outcomes in the quality of life of its citizens when compared to the national average. Democratic decentralization has been adopted to sustain the quality of public services and improve the productivity of livelihood sectors. But it is not a solution for the infrastructure deficit of the state created by public underinvestment in the past. Given the commitment to improve the welfare and social security of ordinary people, the budgetary resources would be inadequate for the investment. There are two choices. One, wait for the fiscal consolidation through improvement in the side's own revenues before addressing the infrastructure challenge, or to initiate steps for fiscal consolidation but at the same time mobilize resources outside the budget through innovative methods and launch the infrastructure drive. The second option has been chosen. The advantage is that such a strategy would provide a regional stimulus in the present recessionary conditions, and the new infrastructure would enable the state to attract much needed investment into the knowledge skill service based sectors. There are many negative questions raised on whether the large outlay on Silver Line could be better used for more urgent social priorities. The answer is no, for the simple reason that it is a project tied, loan approved by the government of India, and therefore cannot be used for any other purpose. The question would still arise about how a semi-high-speed rail is a priority in the transport sector. Kerala today is nearly a mono-road transport system, and it is an urgent requirement to have a fast mass transit alternative that can wean away long distance car passengers from road. Modernization of the existing broad gauge rail with additional lines and automatic signaling systems cannot ensure greater speed even for Vande Bharat trains for the simple reason for that nearly 40% of the tracks are curved. This is more so in urban areas, making straightening of the track prohibitively costly and socially unacceptable. Therefore, from the perspective of balanced transport structure, it is important to have at least a semi-high speed greenfield railway line. An important reason for the advocating the Silver Line project is from the environmental perspective. The carbon footprint of a high-speed rail is much lower than that of air and road transport. Our calculation of the carbon equivalent emission of the construction of Silver Line, including that of the tracks and rolling stock and running operations, is only 15.7 gram per passenger kilometer, while that of a 4-lane road is 151.6 grams. The carbon impact of Silver Line is only 1/10 of roadways, and it would be around 1/14 of airlines. The new lane runs parallel to the existing rail track for half the distance and does not cross any highly ecologically fragile areas. If at all there is any such potential local damage, it will be revealed by the detailed environment appraisal and mitigation measures will be taken. As far as the stone, sand and soil required for the project, around 51,000 km of new railway track is being laid in India, and so the 530 km long Silver Line would constitute only a small share of the total national requirement. Stop.